So today's video may strike some of you as a little bit out of character if you've been a follower of my content or my Instagram for a while now. I feel like streetwear is one of those things that I've not really talked too much about on my channel to date. As you can imagine and you can see from my other content that I've posted, it's predominantly luxury fashion. It's a side of me that I guess hasn't really come out on this channel because it doesn't really fit the luxury element too much. But having looked at my collection, it's currently on the floor, and totted up what would be the collective street value of my shoes, I guess they would fall into the luxury category as well. And one pair in particular definitely does count as luxury because it's also my most expensive non-luxury item that I paid basically a luxury price for. I've realised up until this point I haven't actually talked about the shoes in question. As you can see from the title, this is a Yeezy collection video. Yes, Kanye's Yeezys, I know. I don't really know when or how this started. I guess I just followed like a lot of people who kind of verged into streetwear a little bit with their fashion, and I saw these, and I'm not gonna lie, Yeezys are highly contested as a fashionable or aesthetic piece of footwear, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw them I thought they looked hideous. They looked like a bulbous foot. Why did it go in and out like that? And I thought there was just a lot of hype for nothing. But as soon as I got my hands on some that I could call my own, I understood the hype. They are so comfortable. They are, if you can get them retail, very inexpensive, what they are. I've actually run a few times and gone to the gym in some of these shoes, and although I look like a little bit of a knob in the gym sometimes, they are the most comfortable shoes to wear. So anyway, I realised I have just gone probably, 2 or 3 minutes into this video without showing you a single pair. So I'm going to get straight into it. I've got 6 pairs of shoes to show you. The last pair that I added to my collection is probably over a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now. Don't really intend to get any more. Never say never, but at the moment I'm good with 6. Like, I'm good with the 6 that made the dent in my wallet, okay? And yeah, we're just gonna whip through these 6 real quick. So I'm gonna start with the first pair that I ever got, and in fact, the first pair of Yeezys that ever launched, and I guess started this whole thing off. So for those that are street savvy out there, you may know the shoes that I'm talking about, and it is the highly rare and coveted Yeezy Turtledoves. I don't even think they call them V1. They're just so OG that they just stand alone as Turtledoves. And these, my goodness, these are the hardest shoes to get hold of. These are honestly so rare. I think this one is probably retailing now for about over 4 or 5 grand, depending on your shoe size. Obviously, the bigger size shoe you are, or the less common your shoe size is, the cheaper it is. But mine being, you know, a lady size 5.5, and these size up a little bit small, so this would usually be equivalent to a 5. Like, these were so hard to get, and I think they only make them to certain sizes for women, so maybe 4.5 is the smallest that they make. But these ones I got about 6 or 7 years ago, which honestly makes sense given my maturity at the time. I saw posts of these Turtledoves circling on Instagram and online, and I just, for some reason, when I want something, I just have this tunnel vision of how I'm gonna get it. I don't know, I just wanted to have them. So I scoured the internet high and low for these. These weren't, though, coming up to, you know, less than £2,000. So guess what idiot bought these for £2,000? This one. So I bought these on eBay, which I know, but I got as many receipts and things as I could, and the person had good seller feedback and all that sort of stuff to make myself feel better. And I even negotiated on the price, which I can't believe I even bothered to do, because this pair of shoes retail was probably £150 at the time, which is insane. That's over 10 times. It's more like 15 times its values. That guy was laughing if he got it from Foot Locker or whatever. But I know it was so sought after. They made such a limited run of these. So if you were to ask me if I could do this again, would I make this purchase? Probably not. It was a really dumb way to spend £2,000. And, you know, just the fact that it was a really exorbitant amount of money to pay and quite wasteful, to be honest. The things that you could spend for £2,000, like, that's 2 months rent for some people. That's a nice holiday. It's hard to think about. This actually was the price of my Chanel mini flap, yeah. I've learned a lot since then, and I won't be doing this kind of thing ever again. But, you know, I have these now, and, you know, given the status of these shoes in the current climate, I have one of the rarest shoes in the world, and I will never make a purchase like this or as extravagant as this ever again, because, as you know, I love to save money now on my channel. But, you know, I can't deny these are a pair of shoes that I really love, and, you know, I still wear to this day. I have to be very careful with where I wear these because I don't want to damage them, but they have received a lot of love. You can see from the soles. I try and take good care of them as best I can, as with all of my items, and I'm pleased to say I haven't since that point bought any Yeezys for any more than the retail price, because I all managed to get them at retail. Moving on now to the next pair of shoes, and this next pair of Yeezys is one of my most, if not the most, worn Yeezys out of this whole entire collection. It is a pair that I actually won in a raffle, but not won in the sense of I won a free pair of Yeezys. No, I won the opportunity to buy a pair of Yeezys, which I find still a strange concept, but in this whole hype nation sort of mentality, you get sucked up in it and you just relish the opportunity to be able to buy something. It's like an Hermes bag, isn't it? You get the chance to buy it. So it's this pair of Yeezy version 2s. Everything else I think are version 2s. And these are the Oreo colorway, as they're colloquially known. So they had actually a series of 3, of which they had one with a red stripe, one with a green stripe, and this one with a cream stripe. So this pair actually was a raffle that my brother won for me. I think it was on Sneakers and Stuff, or a website similar to that in the UK. And I'm just so glad that we got offered the cream version, because out of the other ones I feel like they would be a little bit harder to pair. Green's not really my colour. The red, although I love red, I feel like none of my clothing would match with it. So this one is the perfect neutral. I also think the name's quite cute as well, Oreos. I love Oreos too. These are honestly the most comfortable Yeezys, I think, out of the whole lot. I don't know why that is. I feel like they're all made of slightly different materials, which is a little bit odd. But I find these to be like literally walking on a cloud. And when I put these on my feet, I finally understood why so many people raved about Yeezys. They honestly feel really bouncy, and I've worn these to run, I've worn these to the gym, I've worn these to work even, and, you know, I get the odd nod of approval from those that know. But I actually feel like these are really smart as well for the smart casuals kind of days. And they're really versatile because they're essentially black and white, so they go with absolutely everything. So these ones, I believe, are in a size 5.5 as well. Yes, they are. But surprisingly, compared to the other 5.5s in the Turtledoves, they do look a little bit bigger. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this plastic gum bit on the heel definitely juts out a little bit more, and I almost feel like it's looks a little bit bigger width-wise and length-wise, and the fabric is definitely a lot thinner and cushiony compared to the original Turtledoves. And I think these ones were also around 150 or 160 pounds. They gradually started rising in price as you go through the models. And now, just looking at this pair of shoes, I've also just realised that these are the only pair of Yeezys that I have that don't have a pull tab at the back. And what I mean is one of these tabs. So for some reason the Oreos did not come with said tab. Not sure why, but I don't find any issues getting it on my foot. But sometimes to hold it, it would be nice to hold it hygienically from the pull tab. But nonetheless, thought that was an interesting nugget to share with you. So Yeezy number 3, and next up we have probably my favourite colourway of the lot, aside from the Turtledoves, which by extension of the price have to be my other favourite. These are the Yeezy V2s in blue tint, and this is the coolest mix of sort of like a really light baby blue grey and with the Supply 350s on the sides here, and it adds kind of a nice pop of colour. And these ones were the first pair that I bought on the Adidas website directly for the £160 it was. It's so difficult when you have to try and beat bots or professionals, and I think that time they actually managed to streamline their website to avoid that where possible, and so a lot of normal regular people managed to get their hands on Yeezys like me, which is great. It was difficult, not gonna lie. For most of these pairs I spent hours and hours on my laptop or on my phone trying to buy these, and things getting sold out and having to sort of reshuffle my action plan and get a size smaller or a size bigger to accommodate. But these ones I was really fortunate to get in my actual size 5.5. These definitely fit like the Oreos do as well, and they're similar in size and everything. The material though is less soft compared to the Oreo ones, which are here. They are definitely a little bit harder. And I think the same size. Yeah, I think these are the same size. This pair I wear quite often for definitely more streetwear type of outfits, whereas I feel the Turtledoves and the Oreo ones you could get away with, you know, wearing like a nice tee with a blazer jeans combo. These ones I feel like you have to be a bit more streetwear with your outfit. Nonetheless, I love these a lot. The colour is amazing, and I've kept it in pretty good condition, not gonna lie, considering the colour. And it's one that I definitely want to wear out a little bit more. Pair number 4 next, and we have here the Yeezy Boost version 2s in Sesame. And this colourway is a real nice mix of what I believe to be kind of the love child of the version 1 colourways. So the Moon Rocks, which was like a grey, and the Oxford Tans, which had this more neutral sandy tone. This is almost the combination. So I think Sesame was quite an apt name, because honestly it reminds me of one of those nice mochi balls, the Sesame ones. Oh, they're so delicious. It's got a really nice combination of neutral colours. It's a little bit more grey at the top, and then you've got these accents at the bottom in the gum as well, and the base, which is a bit more brown, and then you've got the neutral all the way at the front, and then you've got the brown tip, the toe cap as well. And I think this is when they started experimenting more with different colours of the base. I know in current versions now they have like tritonal Yeezys, but this one is the perfect neutral out of the lot. I find myself wearing this a lot more often, I guess, than my blue tint ones, because these are also quite easy to pair. These ones are incredibly comfortable. These feel like the original Oreo ones did, which is brilliant. I got these in a size 6. I managed to get these on Adidas website, but apparently they only had a 6 left, and I was willing to give it a go because some makes of shoes do fit a lot smaller, and Yeezys are definitely no exception. And even if I compare this size 6 Sesame shoe to the 5.5 in the blue tint, they actually look to be the same size, and this one might be bigger by like a couple of millimeters, but honestly no real difference, which is quite astounding, even though it's half a size up. So these fit fine. I just tie the laces up a little bit tighter, but I actually don't find an issue there. You could always put one of those insoles in if you wanted, but I find no issue. Highly comfortable, like I've mentioned earlier, and I think I bought these again for about £160 or maybe £170. Okay, almost at the end now, and we're on number 5, and number 5 is a pair that I've actually never worn. Of course I've tried them on, but I've never worn them out, and you'll see why in a second. And it's this pair of white Yeezys. They are so white, they are blinding right now, that I see on the viewfinder. They are pristine. You can eat your dinner off of them, okay? They are that clean. These are actually the white ones in version 2. I know they released ones in version 1 earlier on, and they did re-release a couple. I believe they also re-released the black ones, what are they called? They haven't re-released the Turtledoves, Oxford Tans, or the Moon Rocks before. If they did, I would have actually had a little heart attack because I paid so much for them, so I hope they never re-release ever again. Anyway, I got the white ones. As soon as they came on the Adidas website, actually, I think I bought these quite easily and hassle-free, so I managed to get them in 5.5, which is my usual size. They even have the tags inside. I'm just so scared to wear these. I don't know if I'll resell these or not, but I do love the look of them, and I'm really into art and craft, and I'm considering, because I have seen online people doing this, to maybe do a design on the side. But that's something that I'm considering. And, you know, if you have pristine white shoes and you've kept them well, let me know what you're using, because at the moment I'm using Crep Protect to protect the shoes from damage, but it's quite an expensive item. You have to do it every like 2 hours or something for it to work effectively, and I don't think it's a long-term fix, especially for pristine white shoes. So if you have any tips or tricks, please let me know. And I'm gonna look into, you know, doing some artwork on the side to try and jazz these up a little bit, to make them a little bit unique. But yeah, these are the shoes that I just sat in my wardrobe, and that does make me a little bit sad, because I'm all about wearing and enjoying your clothing and your shoes. But thankfully I can say that these I bought for the retail price, again, £160, something like that. So it does make me feel better in that way. It's not like the Turtledoves, which I would literally have spent £2,000 just to look at, which is not worth it. So these ones I definitely need to wear out on a nice clear summer day with no dirt on the streets or rain in the sky. Good luck to me in the UK weather, but we'll try. And now the final pair of Yeezys to round off this whole collection video, and we have the Yeezy Boost version 2s in the static edition. And I think these are the static non-reflective, because they did release an edition which had the reflective sides or everything. These just have reflective laces. These ones I think are the last in the version 2 collections. They've now started doing really kooky combinations, which I'm not so much of a fan of. But these I thought were quite ingenious, to be honest, because they've got loads of things going on, loads of textures, loads of colours, and then you even have obviously the reflective panels and the laces, which is a cool idea. So these are almost what I think to be a mix of Turtledove, moon rocks, and sort of the texture, I guess, of the, maybe the pattern of the blue tint is quite unique. And these I also got in a bigger size, a UK size 6, like the Sesame ones, but I have no trouble with the fit of it or anything like that. These ones do admittedly fit. In terms of the material, they're a little bit harder and more rugged compared to the other shoes that I have. So they do somehow fit a little bit looser, but not significantly, and I just tie up the shoelaces really nice and tight, and I have no issues with it falling off of my foot, because they actually just naturally mould quite well to your foot. And I think they give off the vibe because of the sort of way that it goes in and out, like a sort of peanut. They are misleading because they make it look like your foot's gonna be really, really small inside, but not at all. I think it's just the illusion. This is a nice last addition to my collection. Again, really nice neutral pair of shoes. And these, I think, were the more expensive ones retail. I think these were now going to like £175 or £180. That's just inflation over time, I guess, or Kanye just knows exactly what he's doing, because there'll always be demand for Yeezys. So that's all of my Yeezys in my collection. Hope you found that interesting. If you have Yeezys, or even just your opinions, any opinions on Yeezys, leave them down below, and I'll catch you in my next video.